The contrary view to the World Bank's proposal seeking to increase contribution to the National Social Security Fund, or NSSF, saying while the government and the World Bank target low-hanging fruits, there are many other ways to mobilize resources domestically. And as Citizen TV's Ayub Abdikadir reports, the move by Kenya's largest multilateral lender aligns with President William Ruto's call to review upwards monthly contributions to the kitty.
The proposal by the World Bank seeking reforms at the National Social Security Fund, NSSF, aligns with President William Ruto's call for higher NSSF contributions. At the moment, employees contribute Kenya shillings 200 a month to the NSSF kitty. But through the NSSF Act of 2013, the government had sought to increase the monthly contributions by 6% of one's gross monthly income, with employers expected to match the same. President Ruto has been pushing for a better saving plan to end what he says is the country's begging bowl culture. But this saving plan ran into headwinds, with the High Court in September stopping any bid by the government to increase the NSSF monthly contributions. In fact, the court ruled that the contributions to the fund should be voluntary. Economists are now raising questions about the latest move by the World Bank to back the increased contributions to the kitty. But what influence does the World Bank, which is Kenya's largest multilateral lender, have on policy direction of the government?
There are better ways the World Bank can advise the government to mobilize domestic resources. Our cabinet secretaries, 24 of them, declared a total worth of 15.1 billion Kenya shillings. That's just 24 people. They have 15 point something, give or take, billion Kenya shillings. A 1% wealth tax on an annual basis would mobilize about 150 million from that.
In its advisory notice, the World Bank says the current 200 Kenya shillings is not enough, coupled with the cost of operation, and that to create a more enabling environment for retirement savings, the government should amend the NSSF Act of 2013 to allow higher contributions while enforcing stricter regulations of administrative costs incurred by NSSF to facilitate better returns on pension savings.
So I think it's just to say that Kenyans, especially the Kenyans in the formal sector, are heavily taxed, and their salaries is also deducted with a lot of things. Increasing NSSF would not be probably the most prudent thing. I think there are plenty of low-hanging fruits from just tax law and tax administration that can actually enable the government to mobilize enough resources. Let's start with the wealth tax.
In September, President William Ruto said, "We will work closely with Parliament to create a framework that Kenya will be safe in, so that we can leave an inheritance to our children. Remember, we are doing this because saving is a must," said the president. But how does one access his savings upon retirement?
And we have people who have finished, they've retired, they're still chasing their money at NSSF. So it strains credibility as well about where is our money going and is it being put in the right investments, and how easy is it to access this money without chasing it until you die before you access your pension savings.
The latest policy advice by the World Bank comes amid sweeping austerity measures by the government put in place, seeking budget cuts on foreign travels, training, purchase of furniture and motor vehicles.
Actually, you can rationalize and say, actually, the NSSF contributions that people are making now are very, very low. And then on the sense that we want to make sure that people are securing their old age, that makes absolute sense. But then is that the only path of domestic resource mobilization? So it should not be looked at as the only hope for the government to raise resources or to have a pot where they can go and borrow.
Austerity move by the government seeks to cut off 300 billion Kenya shillings from the current 2022-2023 financial year's budget. Ayub Abdikadir, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
And doctors in